I'll take this opportunity to firstly discuss, right, what exactly is AI. We have here heard a lot of, I feel that AI has created a lot of buzz, but what are its actual utility, implications, and how it is useful in our day-to-day life is one big area where everyone is trying to figure out and implement. Though we have advanced a lot, there is still a long way to go. Just in layman term, right? We have spoken a lot on technology in collections. In the previous events and the previous panel discussions, we have spoken a lot on technology in collections. But specific to technology, this event will focus on how is AI enabling the collections. Now, when you talk about AI, AI is anything which is actually mimicking human intelligence, right? You can call artificial intelligence is just a way how humans can mimic their intelligence, and it is much more cost effective, it is scalable, you can define different controls, you can cut down cost, and you can actually replace a human with an AI. That is the end thesis or the end goal of any technology which is getting implemented. We have seen various applications in self-driving cars, we have seen it, a lot of new initiatives coming where even food can be cooked without actually a chef, and there are machines which people are building on it. So there are wide implications and wide applications where you are able to get access to a lot of these things using the technology. Today specifically, we want to focus on how it is useful in financial services. Now when it comes to financial services, the best part about India and also the credit penetration in India is that we are sitting on huge data. I think the first basic ingredient of any artificial intelligence model or AI is you require data. You require sizable data to train your models. You require a lot of insights on how you can enable AI to understand what human will do. So, but the best beauty of India is that we are sitting on so big quantum of data that we can leverage it and build good AI models. So just on some numbers, right? So as of today, there are 1.1 billion mobile users in India. So you can assume the quantum of data which is sitting in everyone's mobile. At least in one mobile, there are 20 applications. Every application is capturing some data or the other. So using this entire data, and there are also, in terms of the internet penetration, out of 1.1 billion, 95% are internet subscribers, thanks to Jio, which enabled the penetration. And using this, there are so many things, right? WhatsApp, almost 60 million accounts, 600 million accounts on WhatsApp. So a lot of these insights around digital etc. is there. Now it is the only thing is how we can make meaningful use of this data and enable some of the predictions, and also how we can best use it to reduce the cost. Specifically, we'll touch today on the collection side. So now coming purely on collections, if we have to see, I'll divide the entire AI in two aspects. One is predictive AI, which essentially means you're trying to predict things as in who will default, what would be a right allocation strategy, whether this will make sense, what's an ROI. Instead of getting into that activity, doing it, versus predicting it beforehand, that this is the dynamics which will work out. Creating borrower-based personas, creating like legal is a big area where we know that we don't have any clarity as to what will it lead to. So a lot of this predictive AI is actually mimicking or trying to understand the human intelligence as to how will you predict a default before it happens. And recently, even a lot of advisory have been issued by the regulators pertaining to early warning signals, and we have recently seen a lot of stress increase, at least in the lending ecosystem in the last 6 months. But how can you predict that beforehand? And if you can, then how you can treat it accordingly. So now when it comes to the treatment part, we call it generative AI. How essentially you can replace a human caller, a human telecaller, a human field guy, and make it generative AI that they can interact with the ecosystem instead of a human, which essentially you can enable a lot of controls there. You can enable a lot of scientific measures to approach a particular thing versus relying on a human discretion. Example, settlement. If an AI would do it versus a human, we can understand there will be a huge difference. So in collections, we say collections is a 3C concept. First is connect. Very important to establish a connect. Predictive AI actually enables you figure out the right way, right time, right mode to connect. It can be through a calling channel, it can be through a digital nudge, it can be through any channel, right? The second C is communicate. If you have established a connect, you have to communicate. In the communication section, generative AI kicks in. How you can actually enable some of these communication pieces, whether it's through voice bots, whether it's through video bots, whether it's through any other bot, where you can engage the borrower and the script should be up to the mark because you have got one chance to have a conversation. So how you can use that meaningfully to convert that borrower. And third is collection. We say that third C will automatically follow if the first two are in place. So this is how we have divided the entire ecosystem. But now the next step here is how we can make this engaging, that a borrower can actually talk or have a conversation with such a video channel. So that is second step, which any which ways AI will evolve. And a lot of these interactions, which generally a borrower is not very comfortable over speaking over a call, they can play around and they can actually engage with a video channel to figure out what's an appropriate solution. So that is step 2. We thought we'll at least showcase what's step 1. But yeah, so some of these things are actually happening, which are very crucial to digitize collection and also scale them beautifully. Thanks a lot.